Hi, and welcome to Swimtopia, home of intuitive team and meet software you'll love to use. My name is Megan, and I am one of the customer happiness specialists here at Swimtopia. I'm a swim parent and a volunteer just like you. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Our quick how-to videos cover a variety of topics that will help you get the most out of our software.
In this video, we are going to look at the options for managing your athletes from the Meet Maestro side. Once you have merged your Meet and opened it in Meet Maestro, if you click on the Settings tab, you can manage your athletes underneath the Athletes tab. You can filter the reports using all of the filter tabs across the top. You can select the team, the status, search for a minimum or maximum age, and filter by competition category. If you'd like to search for a specific athlete, you can start typing in their first or last name to pull them up. Once you've done this, you can edit the profile of the athlete by selecting the Edit Athlete on the right. And here you can change their status, edit their first name, preferred name, middle name, last name, competition category, birth date, and add their registration number. Once you've made any of the necessary changes, you can click Update to save these changes. It is important to note that edits that you make to the athlete's profile will only affect the athlete's information in this meet. This information will not be transferred back to Swimtopia. To edit this athlete information permanently, you're going to want to make sure you update their information on your People page in your Swimtopia account. If for some reason you have an athlete that was incorrectly entered in the wrong competition category, if you change their competition category, it's automatically going to now update the option to add them into the new competition category events, but it is not going to remove them from the events they were already seated in. So you will need to make sure that you manually remove them from any seated events and then add them into the correct events. For example, here, if we needed to move this swimmer into the girls, we would want to put them here and take them out of this one and save our changes. Now Alden is correctly marked as a female and has been seated into the correct competition category. If you don't need to make changes to the athlete's profile, but you do need to update their events or scratch them from the meet, simply click on their name. And this will open up the event box showing all of the events they are entered in. You have two options. You can either remove them from an event, you can add them to a new event, or you can scratch them completely from the meet. When you scratch them from the meet, it will ask you to confirm that you are removing them from 3 individual events and a relay if that's applicable, and it will tell you what relay you are removing them from, which might be helpful in needing to let the coach know so they can add an additional swimmer into this relay. So once you've confirmed this information to scratch the swimmer, you simply click the scratch button. Now this athlete has been removed from all of their events and their status is marked as scratched. If we open them back up, we will now see they are not entered in any events. If we did this in error, we could re-enter them into their events by clicking on their events again. They will still show up as scratched. Here, you would need to go back into Edit and change them back to available. If you have a new swimmer on your roster that was not entered at the time of the meet and you need to add them in, you can do that by using the Add Athlete button and filling in the applicable information. Anything with a star is required information to add them in. You must select from one of the 2 teams offered to add them to the meet. Once you have added your new athlete, you will need to manually add them into events. If you know their seed times, you can enter them as a custom seed time at this time. If you attempt to add them into an event that is already full with no available lanes, you will get a message letting you know this. To add them into this event, you will need to first go to the time entry interface and add a new heat if your rules allow that. Otherwise, you can add them into their events and enter their seed time. If you add a new athlete to a meet, when you transfer your results back to Swimtopia, it will add that new athlete to your roster. You will then go into your Swimtopia roster and associate them with their parents as necessary. If you've accidentally added an athlete to your roster and you need to remove them, you can click on Edit and then delete the athlete. Here, we're receiving a message letting us know the athlete must be scratched from the meet before we can delete them. So we will go and scratch the athlete. And now we can delete them from this meet. If you need to add a new athlete that is not part of either of the teams swimming in the meet, you can always add a new team at any time by navigating to the Teams tab and selecting Add Team. Here you can enter a new team. That will now be part of the meet, and now you can add athletes to this team. This works well if you're swimming against a team that doesn't have meet management software and you need to add them in manually. If you need more help with this, you can always visit our help center at help.swimtopia.com and search for Meet Maestro settings, athletes. We have a Meet Maestro setting athletes article that will walk you through all of the steps discussed in this video. If you like what you've seen, please remember to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and feel free to leave comments. We love to hear what you guys would like to see more of. Also, don't forget to visit our help center at help.swimtopia.com.